We've all experienced jealousy at work, probably because we're human. In fact, a study from UCSD found that 79% of women and 74% of men reported feeling jealousy in the workplace in the past year. Jealousy and envy are gross feelings, whether you're feeling it or you're feeling it directed at you. Like many negative workplace emotions, it's important to identify and exterminate these feelings before they go out of control. And if we can't entirely get rid of jealousy, how can we use it to our benefit without trying to take someone down? Let's talk about the green-eyed monster, that one that might follow you to work sometimes.
The psychology of workplace jealousy. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others. People constantly evaluate themselves and others in domains like attractiveness, wealth, intelligence, and success. In the workplace, when all of those elements are on constant display and there's a monetary gain, jealousy and envy can get out of hand pretty fast. Social comparison theory was developed by psychologist Leon Festinger in 1954. It's the idea that individuals determine their own social and personal worth based on how they stack up against others. It's the equivalent of looking at your neighbor's homework instead of focusing on your own. As these studies advanced, we found that social comparison can be good. It can lead to increased motivation and friendly competition. However, it can also have huge drawbacks like dissatisfaction, guilt, dishonesty, and other destructive behaviors. As we navigate our careers, the chance of catching the jealousy bug or having someone direct their envy towards you only increases. It's no surprise either. As 51% of Americans report that their jobs give them their sense of identity, the workplace is a great place for jealousy and envy to fester. Career jealousy also peaks in the mid-career phase. Reports have shown that jealousy levels among employees in their 20s stand out at about 22%. By their 40s, jealousy rates are almost double to 43%. This makes sense too. Between your 20s and 40s, your career can take off or feel as if it's in a stagnation state. So jealousy happens. It's what we do with our jealousy that'll make all the difference in the world. How to navigate your own jealousy at work. Let's start with you. Chances are that you've felt jealousy at some point in your work life. In fact, studies related to social comparison theory have proven that around 10% of our daily thoughts revolve around some sort of envy, jealousy, or comparison thoughts. We've all likely experienced a little occupational envy. Low self-esteem, insecurity, and anxiety play huge roles in jealousy, especially at work. In fact, the same envy might be exactly what urged us to expand our skill set, enroll in a management course, or go after that promotion that we didn't feel quite qualified enough to get. Occupational envy can be healthy. It can trigger huge intrinsic motivation and propel you forward. We think that's pretty exciting, actually. The thing with jealousy is that it can get out of control and quickly. If you begin to fixate on someone else's success, you might lose sight of your ability to create your own success. Before we go into what to do when someone is jealous of you, let's make sure we're keeping our own jealousy in check. Here are 4 tips to identify and curb your own jealousy at work. 1. Recognize the jealousy ick. I'm not sure how to describe the feeling of unhealthy jealousy other than a feeling of ick in the bottom of your belly. At work, it could happen without any warning. You might even find yourself quietly casting eye daggers towards your work BFF. I mean, she got that promotion because she got lucky, whatever. When a foreign thought like negative feelings towards your most beloved coworker flashes into your head, that's a good indicator that you've caught a little green monster. Recognizing jealousy is the first step to eradicating it. We're all going to have some kinds of unsavory thoughts that invade our heads. Make sure you clean out the cobwebs quickly. 2. Choose to use envy to improve yourself. Your next step is to redirect your jealousy. Part of the reason that envy is so icky is that it distracts us, and so convincingly. Like how you're scowling at the back of your work BFF's head because she got that promotion you wanted. Redirect that garbage feeling. Choose to be happy for her. Choose to lift her up instead of dragging her down with you. Next, pick her brain. See what you could work on to improve your performance, to ready yourself for the next promotion that comes along. Write it down. In short, when you feel jealousy, try to hold a mirror to it and use it to improve yourself. This is energy much better spent. You might even start a journal where you can suss out your feelings when it comes to jealousy, resentment, and other psychological obstacles in the workplace. Write down some of your jealous thoughts. You might even find that they're a little embarrassing once committed to paper. That's one great practice to help you shift your perspective. Talk it out. When you really dive in and explore overwhelming jealousy, you might be able to trace your jealousy back to another root cause. Perhaps your last toxic job created trauma and paranoia. Your negative emotions might have nothing at all to do with your current job. If you find that your feelings of envy are increasingly overwhelming, consider speaking with a therapist about it. You could have trust issues or mental health struggles that are deeper than what you've imagined, and it's more than worth understanding how to navigate them. 3, don't hold it against someone else. Work with them. This is a tricky one too. When you experience jealousy, especially prolonged jealousy, that green-eyed monster can convince you that you hate everyone around you. You probably don't. Even if you do inherently dislike the coworkers achieving success, try not to hold their successes against them. Again, redirect your energy to something positive within yourself. Jealousy and envy are literally useless emotions unless they are used for self-improvement. Funnel some of your more jealous behavior into positive development. Sometimes, you also might surprise yourself when you attempt to positively redirect your energy. You might find that you're actually not jealous at all. When your work BFF was promoted to manager, you might realize that you're jealous of her salary increase, but you don't even want to be a manager anyway. 4, you never ever know the full story. Rule number 1 of 21st century jealousy, remember that you are only getting 1% of the story. Social media is a highlight reel. LinkedIn is a mega highlight reel. You don't know what you don't know. The personas we communicate through social channels and glossy materials are meant to convey success, not struggle. Remember that the jealousy and envy that you're experiencing are tiny pieces of a very large puzzle. You never know what another human is going through. Keep that in mind. Signs of dangerous jealousy at work. Benign jealousy versus malicious jealousy. Benign envy is normally linked to a motivation problem. As such, benign jealousy can actually be a good thing, as it provides a model for the envious party to improve their work. In stark contrast, malicious envy is when jealousy loses its track. The person experiencing jealousy or envy is more likely to attempt to sabotage the other person. Instead of looking inward to improve their own work, they focus on taking the other person down. We put together this list of common signs that jealousy is losing control and taking over in a not-so-pretty way. 1, a heightened attention to your mistakes and flubs. If you're experiencing success at work, an overly jealous coworker might be watching you like a hawk. As such, they're lying in wait to catch any mistakes or flubs that you make. You're a human and you're going to make some mistakes from time to time. What to do? When your jealous coworker calls out your mistake, give them a thank you. This kill 'em with kindness response might even embarrass the jealous party. Try something like this. Hey, name, thanks for spotting this mistake. I appreciate you keeping a detailed eye out for me. In the future, I'll make sure to explain recourse so that this doesn't happen again. 2, public callouts. This is a bit of an extension on the last sign. If a jealous party is overly concerned with your work, they are likely to call you out whenever they get a chance. Don't be surprised when they try to undermine you on an email thread, in a meeting, or in front of your boss or an important client. What to do? Here's the thing about jealousy, especially malicious jealousy. It's obvious. If someone is keeping close tabs on you, they're not only neglecting their own work, but everyone can clearly see that they've made it their new job to hurt you. Take the high road again. It looks good on you. 3, passive-aggressive comments about merit. You got that raise because the client thinks you're pretty. Whoa there. Okay, that's actually downright aggressive, among many other problematic things. If someone is being passive-aggressive, it's sort of their problem. But that doesn't mean it doesn't sting. Everyone should feel a sense of psychological safety at work. When someone is constantly undermining you, that safety dissipates until it vanishes entirely. What to do? Take note, but try to ignore. Passive-aggressive behavior is embarrassing. If this kind of passive behavior continues, though, you might have no choice but to direct it. Just like our advice for dealing with a passive-aggressive boss, respond to unrelenting passive aggression by asking questions like, did I make a mistake? Is there something I should have done differently? Are you unhappy with something I did? Passive-aggressive behavior is ultimately childish and transparent. If you're noticing and experiencing this, it's likely that others are too. 4, shooting down your ideas. If a coworker or your boss is feeling jealous or envious, they might also try to shut down ideas that you present. This is a good example of where jealousy is actually getting in the way of producing good work. If you feel your ideas are being unfairly shut down, you should definitely speak up. What to do? When your ideas are being shot down before they get any life, consider asking a line of questions just like we did when dealing with passive-aggressive behavior. What about this idea is problematic? Is there a way we can collaborate to make this work? What can I improve on in the future to make this idea better? If this isn't an isolated event, consider bringing data-driven evidence to support your idea. It could be a similar project and its success. This is another reason that it's always smart to create and measure your own KPIs throughout your career. You never know when you might need all of those receipts. 5. Avoidance of face-to-face interaction or short and curt communication. Finally, when jealousy gets really out of control, your boss or coworker might avoid you altogether, reserving their snippy comments and passive-aggressive replies to email or a messaging platform. What to do? Well, great. If they're creating a paper trail of envy-driven behavior, keep a file. If it feels like they're purposefully avoiding you, even digitally, you may want to start to copy others on emails too. This way, someone else can see what's happening and whether it's creating a bottleneck or disturbance in getting things done. In conclusion, once you've identified a few envious behaviors directed towards you at your work, there is recourse. It's tricky and awkward, but you can have a discussion with your coworker, your boss, or even HR.